What if I told you that the Great Tribulation period, the 3.5 years of Daniel's 70th week, has nothing to do with us? Do you want lies or do you want truth? Do you want to hear what the Bible has to say, or do you want to believe in the BS that the pastors speak of? Let's check it out. So here we go. So right now we are in Matthew chapter 23. Imagine Jesus standing there in that day talking to you Pharisees about what is going on and what is about to come. Verse 30. And say, if we had been in the days of our fathers, we would not have been partakers with them in the blood of the prophets. Wherefore you be witnesses unto yourselves, that you are the children of them which killed the prophets. Fill ye up then the measure of your fathers. You serpents, you generation of vipers, how can you escape the damnation of hell? Jesus is speaking to the religious leaders of this day. Check this out, verse 34. Wherefore, behold, I send unto you prophets and wise men and scribes, and some of them you shall kill and crucify, and some of them you shall scourge in your synagogues and persecute them from city to city, that upon you may come all the righteous blood shed upon the earth, from the blood of righteous Abel unto the blood of Zacharias, son of Berechiah, whom you slew between the temple and the altar. Verily I say unto you, all these things shall come upon this generation. Okay, so clearly in Matthew chapter 23, Jesus is not speaking to a generation 2,000 years out in the future. How do you even make sense out of that when Jesus is standing before the Pharisees? Put yourself in their shoes. And he's telling you judgment is coming on this generation. Also the fact that he says that the bloodshed from Abel to Zechariah is going to be upon you guys. That's 4,000 years of bloodshed according to the Masoretic text. 5,500 years according to the Septuagint. And guess what? It ended with Zechariah, the son of Berechiah, whom you slew between the altar. That tribulation period for them, that was not just something that was little. That was 4,000 years of bloodshed on them. That was their great tribulation. Spoken to the Jews. Jesus said, I go not but to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, because they were lost. They were the ones that would see the coming of the Almighty God. Okay? Jesus made it clear that it was meant for their generation. And if you can't accept that, then guess what? You can't accept the words of Jesus and you make him a liar. And that's all there is to it. But if you can, then you might be wondering, where are we now? There's a very good explanation to that, and how everything is being manipulated by the elite, by the mainstream media, by different people. Why do you think when you walk into a Barnes & Noble, the only books you see within the Christian section are books that are on futurism, about a future return of Christ? Why don't you see anything on preterism? And as was just explained to you in Matthew chapter 23, which falls into Matthew 24 and 25 as well, they're all connected. You can clearly see Jesus was speaking to that generation, 4,000 years of bloodshed coming upon that generation. Verily, these things shall come upon this generation. Don't try to flip it. Don't try to make it something else. The truth is that Jesus said he was returning in that generation. Blessings. I love you. You have a great night.